Well, I'm back working on this a little bit right now. I went and got another fan belt before this one broke. Got one from Napa here. And I wanted to change the alternator belt while I was at it because it ain't much better. 3 different places I went to and nobody has one. So I'm gonna run that one for now. Like I said, Napa didn't have one. Went to the local New Holland dealer, they didn't have one. And then I went to the local feed mill, they sell a bunch of belts, but they didn't have none of these. So they didn't have none. So I have to wait until I go up to Clymer, New York to the other dealer that I normally go to. I'm not gonna run that far today for that belt. But while I was monkeying here, this here is the idler pulley for the fan belt, the one that I am replacing, and the thing was drier than hell. I mean, it just growled. And I did this one other time, but I used bar and chain oil in it because this, if I remember right, if I looked this up, I forget if it was the whole pulley or just that bearing, which has to be the whole pulley because this is riveted together. It was like 50 some bucks for that pulley. So what I did the last time is I got a syringe with a needle on it, and I used bar and chain oil to soak that up. But like I said, that was probably about a year ago, and it's dry again. So this time I actually got the regular grease that I used to grease the equipment with. I pumped a couple pumps in here. Probably had about 2 cc's when I started, and I got that in there now. Still got a little bit of a drag to it, but it's quieted down pretty good. So I'll be good to run there now. Figured I better do that before that goes out, and then it pulls out, takes this belt out that I'm just replacing. And by the looks of it, maybe I ought to get a lower radiator hose for this too. The upper one, any better? Yeah, upper one might not be any better. Maybe I should have changed him while I was at it. Oh well, like I say, I couldn't get him there the other day. Yeah, this is kind of ballooned out here a little bit and then getting soft. But right now I'm going to get this all back together here. Ain't going to get much more manure hauled today. I hauled a couple of those the other day. Now I'm wasting today monkeying with this. But like I say, I better take care of it now before it takes that belt out and screws up something else. So like I say, I got to work on getting this back together. Yeah, I got that back in there, back on. This belt might be a little bit too tight, but it'll stretch. It's gonna, you always gotta tighten them up a little bit right afterward. One nice thing about this though, to adjust the belt, put tension to it, they actually were pretty smart. You can just take a 1/2 inch ratchet. There's a spot right there. And like you put it so like this, and you can pull up on it to tighten it. Get the belt snugged up just like it should be. Let me see how probably should have just a little more slack in that one. But like I say, being a new belt, it's going to stretch here. It'll be alright. So I guess got that much done here now. Say as soon as I can. Like I said, probably never even thought about it again. Should have got a coolant filter while I was at the dealer. Didn't even think about it. Oh well. Ain't gonna be much longer. I gotta change the oil in this anyhow, and I'll have to get all new hydraulic filters for it again. So, but this should be good now. And I guess since it's getting a little bit late, I'll do another job. Still gonna haul a little bit of manure here yet today, but I got something else I'm gonna work on. So we'll see how that turns out here. Maybe I'll add that onto this. Alright, what I came to check on here, going to be the next project and probably the next video, for that tubing for that curtain over there. This is what I bought last year. And this here's the tubing that is in the curtain. And what they did is they swedged down this end, so you just slip it into the next pipe, to this end here on the next pipe to go through. And then what they did is they took them self-tapping screws and they drilled through to connect them, and then they wrapped the joint with duct tape so that them screws wouldn't wear through the curtain. And then they say you got these aluminum clips that go around the outside of the curtain and snap onto that sleeve, and that's what holds it, so when you start rolling the curtain, it rolls it up. Well, like I said before here, these clips ain't gonna fit on there. So like I said, this is an inch electrical conduit. And like I say, this is galvanized tubing. What really the difference in it besides the size? I think this might be a little, about the same size as wall thickness. But my one concern was how I was going to connect this to the drive of that rolls up the curtain, because this has to go over the adapter on that winch, and then you gotta there's a hole drilled through it and a bolt, and that's what winds it up. Well, that's not going to fit on there. So I've been kind of concerned what I was going to do. And I was hoping I didn't try this last year. I just tried it here now, but I'm good to go because that fits in there just perfect. So all I'm going to have to do is cut a section of this pipe off. So I'll go on that drive adapter. And then what I'll do is, like I say, I'll put 2 or 3. Probably what I'll do is I'll put 2 like on this side and 2 on the other side, and then I say wrap that with that duct tape to protect it. And they say the size of this rod doesn't make much difference what it rolls up on as long as it's even. And then they say if I have right at the end, I can have this clip on there. The only thing I got to come up with, what I think I'm going to do, I gotta make clips to fit this. And I know what I'm gonna do, I just don't know exactly which size is gonna work. But I'm gonna take black ABS plastic. Cut a piece, maybe 3 inches long, maybe slightly longer than these, 2 inches, 3 inches. And I know I'm gonna slit them. At least just slit one cut through there and work it on there. Or like I said, whether I cut out a chunk, whatever I got to cut, whatever size it's going to take, so it's got enough stretch to go around there, but enough to clip on there. That's where I'm going to have to play around here yet. But so far this is good. Now what the hell did I do with them? Oh, I know I brought them here with these. I don't know what happened to my connectors now. What did I do with them? Should be a bag here, a box here, throw them in. I'm good at that, just throwing stuff down. I'll take care of it later, and then I never take care of it. Let me look here. Well, I don't see my adapters here. It'd be the standard connectors that you connect these tubing together with. Just they'll slip over. Problem that I had with them is they got screws threaded in them and they'll just butt up against this, which I don't want, because for wire you don't want the screws all the way through. You just need to hold the connection together. So what I was going to do with them was take them screws out and, like I say, take self-tapping screws to drill through so it goes into this pipe, And in that way, and that was the other thing, them screws would stick out further, where this will put them down more flush, and then tape over them. I might happen to know what I did do with them. They're not up here. But if I can't find them, what I can do, since this fits on there snug enough, I can make my own where I'll just find a couple. Some of that tubing I'm going to be taking out is straight. Even if it's bent, there'll be enough straight sections where I could cut off and do the same thing like I'm going to do when I connect this to this. Just drill through it as long as them screws are fairly flush against there. Tape up the joint and then slip it down through there. So that's my plan for right now. Like I said, I gotta go look one more place for them clips. I'm gonna leave this here. And like I say, I might try to do some of this tonight. So, like I say, I guess I'm going to leave this here, and then I'll make another one when I'm working on the curtain. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch up with you later.